garden pearls. Now, the garden pearls, I bought seeds from eBay for these, and I think there was 3 came up or so. And I have grown garden pearls before, and they're usually the size of a grape. But I don't know if I can make that happen. Those are a lot bigger. So whether or not they're garden pearls mixed with something else or not, I don't know. Right, now this one's pretty old. It's better to show you what I consider a clone. Yeah, clones are called suckers, I think, in tomatoes. And what happens is, if you run up this plant from the base, you can see there's a new shoot come off here, a little tiny one. There would have been a shoot off there before it was cut off. And it just grows on the intersection between the main branch there and the leaf stalk there. And that bit we cut just there, and that will grow a new tomato plant from there. And the great thing about that is that as you put it in the plant and it produces new roots, as you put it in water or whatever the medium is, it knows how old it is. So by the time it gets to a couple of foot tall, which won't take very long under the right conditions, it'll be ready to fruit again. So if you time this well, my theory, and it is only a theory, but I'm sure it works for some people, is that you should have one tomato plant in flower nearly all the time. But we'll have to wait and see on that one. And these are the tomato clones or suckers that I took off. Now I'm going to try and prune them up and put them in here, which is just an old ice cream container, and I've taken the lid off it, put some holes in it, and there's just water underneath it to support them. Right, I've cloned 3 of them, and now I'm going to clone the 4th one. And I'm going to do that by just taking this leaf here, and maybe one of those, because you don't want to have too much leaf on it because it takes up energy, and basically I've cut the plant off at its limb here, and it needs to provide new roots, and it's going to take energy to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim those 2 off, and then I'm going to put them in the pot. So I've cut all these bits off this original plant, which as you can see is a lot of it, and all those are just discarded, composted. And I've left just a little bit of leaf on the top and a long stalk. And the reason I leave quite a long stalk on these is because you won't be able to see it on that, but they have very fine hairs on them, tomatoes, and when they come into contact with water or damp soil, those hairs will magically transform into roots, and they'll go up as high as you plant it. So there's the first tomato in, and as I said, there's water underneath that, so they're just resting in water, and they'll go on a windowsill. And I should think within 10 days or so, possibly less, I'll know if they're going to root, because I can see them down here, and I'll just put them under fluorescent light in the kitchen or something, or keep them in the windowsill because it's not so hot as to burn them. Just occasionally I'll spray the leaves with a bit of water to stop them transpiring too much and losing too much water. And that's it. And there it is, finished for the day.